Hi, this is Habiba Shawi, and this is my 112 term project. For my project, I basically made a program that teaches children how to solve algebra problems while rewarding them with time to play a game when they solve the problems correctly. My application is mainly controlled by the parent. Um, so when the parent first opens my program, it takes them to a login page where they'll create a username and password from then till however long they use my program. So let's get started. So as I said, the parent would have to create a username and a password, and they would only do this once. They'll only ever see this screen once, so they'll submit it, and it'll take them to the main screen where the majority of everything will be done. So like they'll click on the parent and they'll have to go create children. So for example, if they wanted to add a new child, they would go in and let's say that their first child's name was Lily. They would submit it and there's Lily. Over here they can track their child's progress and also add more time. But since Lily hasn't played yet, since we just created her, there's no data to show. But we can give Lily some time. Let's give her 20 seconds. And we can make as many children as we want. We can also make George. And same for George, he doesn't have any data yet. So let's log out. And now the student can come in and log in. And let's say we are Lily. So Lily can come in and she sees that right now she's on the first level, first part. As she progresses, she can go up the levels. There are 3 levels and 3 parts, each with increasing difficulty. And she can see that her time remaining right now is 20 seconds. So Lily can choose to play her game. So let's say she plays Mario. So she can click there, and the Mario screen comes up, and she can play through there. But as you can see, the timer is counting down. So like, let's say that Lily wants to save some of her time, so she can exit out. And once she exits out, her timer will stop. Let's say, however, Lily decides not to exit out. The program will shut down Mario once the time is out. So there we go. So Lily still wants to play Mario, so she's going to earn more time. And she's going to go through here and she's going to answer all of these correctly, and she'll move up a level. And so these problems are the most basic. As Lily does well, she'll grow and move up the levels. Depending on how many she gets correct will be how much time she gets. So since she's going to get all of these correct, oh well, she just missed one, but since she is going to get most of these correct, she will gain a lot of time and she'll move up a level. If she doesn't get enough correct, she'll stay on the same level that she's at, and she won't get as much time. And if she scores really badly, or if she just guesses, she's going to lose time and she's going to have to do the problems step by step. And we'll see what that means later. But basically right now, as we can see, Lily gained a lot of time because she got a lot of it correct and she moved up a part. And we can go back to the student screen and Lily can log out and George can come in and play. And George is still in level 1, part 1. And we never gave him any time, so he's still at 0. But basically, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when we don't answer any correctly. So basically, George, maybe he's going in and guessing, and to like discourage from guessing, what happens when you lose a lot is you end up losing time. And now we're gonna have to do the problems step by step. So what that means is if George wants to play more, he's going to go in here and it's going to take him to his step-by-step screen. And the point of this is to make sure that the child actually knows what the steps are to solving a problem. So the way that George would go about solving this is first he would see that 4x equals 16, so he knows that he would have to divide by 4. So he's going to type in 4, and then he's going to type in enter. And that got the right answer, so he's going to move on to the next problem. But let's say George doesn't know what he's doing, and he's just subtracting 3 and adding 4, and multiplying by 2 and so over. As you can see, he has a lot of options, but once he gets down in the bottom, he has an option of starting over, and I'll take him back to the top, and it'll erase all the data, and he can start over and keep doing the same problems. And the problems are randomly generated, so George is still on level 1, current 1. So actually, I'm going to use one that I already made where the children have gotten to higher levels, so we can see just how much data we can see. So basically, I already made another program that has Lily, Elle, and Jack in it. So like, let's see, for example, if we wanted to see Elle's progress, we could go. And this shows us that Elle is on level 1, part 1. And that the first time she did it, she scored at 20%. And the second time she played, she scored 30, 50, 65, 70, and 85. In order to move on the next level, you have to score 90%. So hopefully Elle will move on next time, but for now she's stuck on level 1, part 1. But we can see that she's doing really well and she's trying really hard, so maybe we'll decide to give her some time. So once we submit, now Elle's time is up to 100. And we can do the same for the rest of the children. So let's log out and we'll go in as Elle. And we can see now that our time remaining is 100. So you can either decide to play a game or earn more time. So we're not going to earn more time. We're actually going to log in as Jack. And this is because Jack is all the way on level 3. And things can get really interesting on level 3. One, the problems are more advanced, and so it's going to be harder to answer them. So Jack is going to not do very well at all. And he's still on level 3, part 1, but now he has to do the problems step by step. So he's going to go in, and all of a sudden, since the problems are harder, you have more options. For example, you can subtract by 2x instead of just regular 2 as you could before. So now you can just solve the rest of the problem and move on to the next one. So over here we want to add 5 and then subtract an x and divide by 2. He did it. And so on and so forth. And once he solves enough of these, he can go back to the regular problems. And that's basically about it. That's my program. I hope you liked it. Thank you.